Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
Today we play iToaster,
Thank you.
a role-playing game about small appliances from Vicinda, Ember, and Blue. And their company is +1 XP.
I think we got this from Exalted Funeral.
Yes, that is the publisher.
Yeah, I don't think we've played any Exalted Funeral games yet.
Not that I recall.
I know we kickstarted the Monty Python game, which comes out later this year.
Is that Exalted Funeral?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We haven't even gotten our coconut yet.
No.
The only Exalted Funeral I remember is when John McCain passed away.
Yes, Todd and I made that pilgrimage to Washington, D.C. To gingerly touch the coffin of John McCain.
That is where we got our powers.
Yeah. We were immediately maced.
Put into a Vietnamese prison camp.
Yep.
Which, it was an interactive. So,
I love heroes.
the world is big. We are small. The world is cold. Our hearts are warm. The owner was not made for us. We were made for the owner. To nourish, to clean, to comfort, to serve. We are here when they need us. We hope that they need us. And of course, this is a game about women as imagined by the Republican Party.
Jesus, yeah.
So iToaster is an old school inspired game where you take on the role of small appliances in a big world. You were made with a core set of functions, features, and accessories, but at some point you agree to be more than the sum of your parts. And you go through the world adventuring, trying to help your owner, etc., etc. It's Toy Story, but with appliances.
Right. Or Brave Little Toaster or something like that.
Well, very much Brave Little Toaster, yeah.
Yeah.
Though my version is going to have a lot more machine guns. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
We're going to play it fairly by the book. So, Austin, you want to tell me about your little appliance?
Sure. I am a KitchenAid stand mixer
Oh,
All right.
named Mordecai.
God.
Okay.
So when creating our characters, the first thing we decide is what emotional core will kind of be at the heart of your appliance so that you can kind of see not what powers it, but what motivates it and what its prevailing feeling is throughout. And generally you feel like some of these are going to be very heartwarming, very nurturing emotional cores.
No, unless you're Stabby the Electric Knife or something. Right.
Well, I think Mordecai is motivated by He Who Walks Behind the Rose.
So, well, what is your emotional core, Austin?
Well, mine is paranoid.
Oh, okay.
So obviously there's not going to be a whole lot that goes into these characters, but the functions for each of our appliances are the major abilities that we have. Mine are motor, hinge, and attachments. So Mordecai can use various accessories if he can get hold of them. Like a pasta maker.
There we go. And we just kind of came up with those on our own. There wasn't like preset things.
Right. You come up with all the functions for your appliance.
His feature is that he is insulated. He's resistant to heat.
Now, those we rolled for.
Yeah, that was from a list.
And the accessory that comes with me is spare parts. Then we have various attributes just like any character. For this game, they are torque, swivel, circuit, and chrome. And we'll go through those kind of just during gameplay.
Yeah.
Where they make more sense.
Corey, tell me about your appliance.
I'm playing an appliance named Noel. Noel is a crock pot. Noel's emotional whatever is patient.
Oh,
Of course.
Like the patient crock pot.
that makes sense. It's appropriate.
We also had to come up with a description of it gets me into trouble when.
Oh, yeah, your emotional core.
Yeah. And mine is when a task is time sensitive.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Noel is not punctual.
That makes sense.
He's taking his time. His functions are heat, simmer, and contemplate.
Nice.
The feature I rolled was smart, so he's a smart crockpot.
No, it seems to fit, yeah.
The accessory I rolled for is cleaning kit.
So what does smart mean in your world, Corey? Can you like turn it on from your phone?
He's got his own AI.
He suddenly became the most dangerous figure in the house.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, in the auspices of this game, I just kind of took that as he's intelligent. But yeah, I mean, if it was a smart crockpot, it was one that you have an app for.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sure.
And we have a chassis as kind of our hit point kind of thing.
Yes.
And basically there's 5 levels you can be at. It's defaced, dinged, dented, damaged, and destroyed. And then we have charge,
Yep.
which is sort of a meta currency, but also like
It is a it is definitely a meta currency, but when you run out of it, you are inert. You're essentially
Right.
unconscious, sort of.
right.
But you can, of course, be powered back up, or depending on the means by which your appliance gains power.
Right.
Now, Austin, I think we didn't talk about what gets your character into trouble based on your emotional core. Did you mention that?
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially what you would expect with someone that suffers from paranoia. It makes collaboration difficult,
Sure.
but it also means that I frequently think someone poisoned the dough.
Yeah.
Sure. Todd, tell me about your appliance.
My appliance is the Electro Torch 5000 grill lighter,
God damn.
Well, good. That's excellent.
and his name is Boo Tane.
All right. I think Todd wins.
His emotional core is hyper, and it gets me into trouble when I burn things.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. His functions are ignite, burn, and fire.
Sure.
His feature is he's wireless, which makes sense because he's a lighter. The accessories, he does come with a repair kit.
Oh.
He's powered by internal wires.
Okay. So I have some questions I'm going to ask your characters about themselves. So, Todd, your owner has a special place outside. What is it, and what do they do there?
He's got like this, like a really nice patio, and he's got like a Weber grill out there, and I like the charcoal so he can cook the meat.
Austin, as a kitchen appliance, what is your owner's favorite meal?
Oh, he loves making focaccia.
Okay. Corey, the owner places every appliance in a specific place. What is yours?
Well, our owner's kind of I assume we have the same owner.
Yes, you guys all have the same owner.
He's kind of a busybody, and he's always doing something, much like your neighbor. I almost chose pressure washer because Kyle's neighbor is currently outside pressure washing his pool rafts. Like, what the fuck did you get on him? It's got to be murder related, right? He's
Yeah.
spraying off DNA.
Yeah,
Kyle said he drained the pool.
Yeah, they killed a hobo in there yesterday.
Got it. Okay.
And, well, he asked to borrow my hammer because I think they bludgeoned the man to death.
Right.
But yeah, I assume that's what they're cleaning.
Yeah. So our owner, Kyle's neighbor, he built a crockpot hutch. It's crockpot shaped. It's in the pantry.
It's very similar to a bread box, but it's
Yeah.
Right.
one thing and one thing only.
I was thinking, is it an old bread box with the
Yeah.
garage door that goes up and down? So, your owner, Brian, based on Patreon member Brian Watt,
Thank you, Brian.
has used and enjoyed you all for many happy years. Brian's now in his 30s, but uses most of you a few times a week, maybe even every day. His dad, Kenny, based on Patreon member Kenny, is a typical boomer.
Oh, God.
He saw an ad on TV for a new gadget, the Whiz Gizmo, that replaces all of the characters in one fell swoop, consolidating their functions into the Whiz Gizmo. Brian dubiously accepted the gift and very reluctantly sold all of you at a garage sale shortly after.
God damn.
You were placed in a brown box, marked in black permanent marker with the label Old Stuff. On that fateful day, you were purchased by Paula, based on Patreon member Paul Martin.
Thanks, Paul.
A friendly old lady. She has a bent back and a wide smile. She's also a hoarder. She took the box of old stuff just as it was, brought it into her crowded house with her treasures, and immediately placed it on a pile and forgot about it forever. The characters will never be used again as long as they're trapped in Paula's house. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to escape the hoarder and get back to Brian.
This is a bit darker than I thought it might be.
Well, so is the Brave Little Toaster.
Good point.
Yeah, Brave Little Toaster, wasn't that set in Tower 2 in
Yeah.
2001?
Yeah.
Is when that came out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's that famous photo of the toaster jumping out of the...
Yeah. Well, it made toast for as many survivors that it could, and then it didn't want to succumb to the flames.
Yeah.
So,
I like the toaster that was on United Flight 93.
Yeah, it saved a lot of lives at the end of the day.
They said, let's toast. And they did.
I liked Apocalypse Now. With the coffee pot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the floor lamp that was at Kent State.
As a National Guardsman.
Right. Brave Little Toaster, directed by Lars von Trier.
You are surrounded by piles of trash, still wrapped tools and appliances, little porcelain figures, toys, and all manner of objects crowd and are piled very precariously in Paula's home. The walking space between these piles is as little as a foot and a half wide. Some of the piles go right up to the ceiling. One morning, Paula ambles through the piles in her frock coat with her purse.
All right, Precocious, I'm going to go out to the grocery and buy you some new friends where you'll stay forever and ever until I need you.
She's opening the door, and it's stuck. She starts to pull on it.
And this won't open, and
She gets more agitated.
this door won't open.
She freezes. You see her eyes roll back in her head, and Paula collapses, convulsing on the floor, obviously having a major heart attack.
Oh.
Within minutes, she is dead. Her bowels releasing onto the carpet.
Jesus. This is dark.
Her bowels releasing onto the carpet, blood spilling out of her closed lips.
Her eyes explode.
You've never seen any of Paula's family. You're pretty sure no one takes care of her. So her body won't be found for months or years. The house has long been paid off. You are trapped here unless you can escape to get back to Brian. So the rules for this game are very, very simple. Whenever you're attempting anything that is uncertain or meaningful with potential consequences, you choose one of your stats. We pick the stat that makes the most sense given what you're using.
One of the four: torque, swivel, circuit, and chrome.
Yes, correct. Then you may get some bonuses depending on if a function is being used or a feature or accessory, or there's some environmental factors that are to your advantage. Then you're going to roll 2d6, and you want to roll under the target number, which is that stat with bonuses. If you succeed, you do it. If you fail, bad things happen. And that's essentially the core mechanics. Now, you can also use charges to activate one of your functions or automatically succeed on a roll, but of course you don't have many charges.
And for listener reference, Kyle, what do each of these four attributes kind of equate to?
Good question. Torque is force to get the job done. Swivel is to reach out of the way places. Circuit is built-in processing power. And chrome is hard or shiny surfaces.
So basically, strength, agility, intellect, and
Chrome.
and shiny. And
Yeah.
some sort of charisma.
Now, the three of you are still in the brown box that Paula brought you home in. You're about halfway up one of the piles, and you're surrounded by junk and sleepy appliances that do little all day and seem lost to their lethargy. And when Paula falls, dying and dead, there's only a gentle, from the others. Very little concern. What do you do?
Well, Noel's main emotion is patience. He's patient. So he says, "No need to be hasty, fellers. Let's burrow into her corpse and eventually they'll drag us out."
Oh my God! Oh my God!
How big is Paula?
These are the opening lines.
I don't know. Let's roll a dive fate. She's a pretty large woman.
Okay.
She's a pretty large woman. If her bowels were gone, a crock pot could fit in there.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, everybody, I want all four of us to shine a spotlight and reflect on those words in that order.
Okay.
I didn't make the iToaster game.
Yeah. I've thought about it.
The subtext is there.
Right.
Corey's like, I stand by it.
That's what we're putting on the new T-shirts.
So the stand mixer leans out like, oh no, but nobody knows her. What if nobody comes looking for her?
I can start a fire. Then the fire department will come and rescue us.
I don't think they'll be interested in rescuing a bunch of inanimate objects that are actually animate, but we're not going to get into that.
No, but we'll be inside the old lady.
Oh, you guys actually want to do that?
I start a fire. We get inside the old broad. Yeah, wait for the fire department.
So there's a high-pitched feedback screech, and the stereo system sitting on top of the old piano with its cords that run across throughout the room like the tentacles of some dark beast speaks up. There'll be none of that. I'm happy where I am, and I think I speak for all the appliances. The tentacles kind of wrap around some of the boxes. When I say that nobody's going anywhere, we're all going to rust here and die just as Paula intended. Nobody will be leaving their boxes. You think you're loved? You think you're better than me?
Our dad's name is Brian. We're gonna go home to him, Mr. Radio. So are there any windows? Because we're stacked, right? So
Yes.
we're kind of...
So you are in a brown box on a pile of boxes and magazines in the middle of what you think was probably a living room.
Okay.
And if there is furniture in here, it is covered in detritus, boxes and broken pieces of this or that.
Right.
The piano is on one wall with the speaker on it. Paul is dead by the front door, and there are two windows on either side of the front door. And there's other exits that lead deeper into the house on the right and left.
So she was opening the door.
She hadn't yet. She was about to.
Okay. So it's probably unlocked.
It could be. You can't really tell, but you guys are in your box.
Okay. So I guess getting out of box is the first step here.
Sure. You could tell the stereo is definitely watching you.
I think we should climb our way out of this room and try to go get somewhere else in the house where we could maybe find another exit.
Let's stack up on top of the dead woman and try to open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that because Butane has he's one of those grill lighters that has like the flexible.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
he can wrap that around the doorknob and see if he can turn it.
Okay. So Mordecai could probably like drill us out of the box. It's just a cardboard box, right?
Yeah, it's cardboard.
You can call me Mort if you want to.
And I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think he can probably just take one of the mixer attachments. We'll say this mixer has a few notches in the top section, the part that swivels up and down.
Sure.
Like a drill has bits.
That makes the most sense. I mean, all Todd and I can do is burn things
Yep.
in this situation.
Just one burns faster than the other.
Right.
Mordecai whirls up his mixer paddle and easily rips through the cardboard. Pieces of it fall away, and you hear that high-pitched stereo whine, "I said nobody's leaving!" And the wires begin to wrap around Paula's corpse, ripping into her and animating her like some crude
good God.
flesh zombie. Paula wants us to stay here, right, Paula? He's compressing her diaphragm to push air out.
Jesus.
A noxious, bloated smell fills the room.
God.
Guys, this is upsetting.
Nobody leaves!
Guys, I say we try to get to another room. Eventually, that stereo's going to run out of cords.
Oh, so basically you're saying we put enough distance between us to where she's like tethered or basically leashed
Yeah.
to the stereo. Mm-hmm. Let's head to the rumpus room. That's where her dead cats live.
Let's be honest, probably.
So there's, of course, the front door, and then there's a door on the right and the left.
The stereo is between them, I assume.
Yeah, the stereo is on the piano, which is on the wall opposite the front door.
Okay.
Now, you've never been out of this main room, this living room, so you don't know really what leads to the right or the left.
Yeah, I say we just go for the right door. Let's follow a wall until we find another door.
Gotta say, it makes me love Brian even more because he bought that wireless stereo, you know?
Yeah, he never died and came after us. You ever think about death and the inevitable face of God, which you must lie to? Because we all have sinned.
Well, you're the only one of us with time enough to sit around and think about things like that.
I will lie to God.
The three of you leap down from the box and run towards the door on the right. You kick it open
With our legs.
with your, animated cartoon appliance appendages.
Ah,
Get back here! Paula lurches after you. She was fortunately near the front door, so she can't, immediately intervene to ward you off. And she stumbles towards you. You're in a narrow hallway, not as full of crap as the living room. There's a stairwell going up, a door to the right that could lead to a bedroom, and an open door. It's like an open portal. There's no door on it, leading into a kitchen.
Guys, I say we make for the kitchen. If nothing else, we'll be better equipped if we get in there.
You run into the kitchen. You can hear Paula trudging after you. The kitchen is actually fairly clean. There's a small table, a fridge, stove, and a back door. So what I'll say is this. If one of you is going to try to lead the stereo-controlled Paula around the loop to leash her into place, one of you will have to take the lead and probably use your swivel to stay out of her reach and lead her where you wish.
Okay.
Mordecai is probably not going to be the one to split off because he doesn't trust you guys not to leave him here.
Well, I have a swivel of 5.
As does Butane.
All right, mine's 4, so one of you guys take it.
Okay.
So what if Boo ignites to distract Paula and have her follow like the flame?
I love it. So you're going to use a charge, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, we can get to work on the back door.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
So since you spend a charge, you're not going to have to roll. You run around through a bedroom and back into the living room. The stereo zombie follows you and eventually gets to the end of the cords, which are now looped around the house, and is grasping after the butane lighter as it frolics through the piles.
Yeah, he's doing flips and twirls and
Parkouring off a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
Stacks of Southern Living magazine.
So how are Noel and Mordecai trying to get the back door open? You hear a, that's not a very good idea. It's the fridge. Back door leads into the backyard. And trees and squirrels, flamingos. The neighbor has some flamingos.
Quiet, you cold son of a bitch.
Well, you stay here with me and we'll tell each other stories and play party games.
I'll kill you in your sleep.
Oh my goodness.
I have time.
I want to get back to the real party games that I used to be used for, like opening wine bottles. And Mordecai pulls out the wine bottle attachment from his spare parts and uses it to stand on top of Noel and try to reach the doorknob and start twisting it.
This game only has 3 ranges: close, far, and too far. Close, you can easily get to it. Far, you have to move a bit to get to it. And too far, you can't interact with right now. So yeah, the doorknob would be far. So standing on top of Noel, you should be able to reach it. You're a little precarious, leaning over with your stubby mixer legs. I'm thinking that's going to require...
I think it's going to have to be swivel.
Yeah, reach out of the way places.
Yeah, so my swivel's 4, but I'm using one of my functions, which is attachment, and I'm using my accessory, which is spare parts. So that gives me +2 to that action.
And since Noel's essentially like boosting him up, could I roll like my torque or something to give him, or...
I would say you can just give him a +1.
Okay.
Just a flat +1.
All
Okay.
right, so then that's a total of +3 to my swivel. So I'm trying to beat a 7.
And remember, you have to spend a charge for your function.
Yeah. Rolling 2d6. I rolled a 9. These dice are still empowered by the apocalypse mode.
So you spin up your bottle opener. It's grinding into the doorknob, but you catch the lock and clip it open. But you don't stop the attachment spin in time, so it spins you, and you're spinning on the doorknob until you manage to let go. And when your base comes down, it cracks right into Noel, and the two of you land in a pile of appliance. You are both dinged. So mark your ding box. But the door is open. And that's when Butane comes dancing in from the other door, still on fire. You can smell smoke from the distant room. Because unless Todd makes a roll, I'm going to say that he set some of the trash on fire in there.
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, there are like stacks of newspapers in there, and
Yeah, the smell of human fat burning pervades the house.
Jesus.
The other appliances from the hoarder room are starting to scream.
Well, I'm glad we decided to play such a lighthearted game.
nice palate cleanser. If
Yeah,
you will.
we play such serious games all the time. It's filled with fraught and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to play something with low stakes.
So the three of you cavort out of the burning house and into the backyard. You are in standard American city neighborhood. Lots of trees in the backyards around you. White picket fence.
gunshots everywhere.
Gunshots. Though, fortunately, Paula's backyard, while it is fenced in and has some nice flowers and things set up, the back fence into the alleyway is open. She has no little dog to keep in, so it is open. It is ajar. You could easily push it open. But that, of course, leads into the alley, the gravel alley, running between the houses in the neighborhood, lined with trees, squirrels, and crows. No, who knows what other monstrosities lurking in the overgrown ditch embankments.
All right, now you just sound like my neighbor, who's the head of our local next door app, Watch.
In the distance, a firework pops. It's not even the 4th of July.
My God, what could they be doing?
I think I know. Brian shoots those off once a year, One year he burned a flag. Had stars and stripes on it. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, it was a good time.
Brian's Antifa.
I was going to say, I think Brian is an anarchist.
I miss Brian's gentle touch. I have long forgiven Brian for getting drunk that night and urinating in me.
Yeah, well, the important thing is like, you heated it up for him overnight.
I simmered it.
So you don't know exactly how to get back to Brian's house, but you know that Paula walked from Brian's house to her home, and you know she passed by the park, Daybreak Park.
Okay.
So her house is on the other side of the park from Brian's, so you have a vague sense of the direction in which you need to go.
Would there be any like landmarks that would be familiar to us to pinpoint Brian's house's location? Like, did he have a specific tree or something we could see, or like a flag post or a giant crucifix in the yard? Anything like that?
Yeah. So Brian's neighbors bought a lot of those giant skeletons from Home Depot. And they use them every month.
Right.
They changed their, like, if it's Christmas, they'll be with Santa Claus hats and wearing laurels.
But they didn't actually get them at Home Depot. They kill people in their pool.
Yeah, no one knows where they got them.
Right.
No one wants to ask these questions, but these giant skeletons are in their yard.
My personal favorite is when in September they have planes crashing into the skeletons.
Yeah, well, it is September, so right now they are dressed as suicide bombers. And one of them is an American soldier executing terrorists also, so
Oh, wow.
it's festive. The neighborhood loves it.
One of them's dressed like a Guantanamo detainee. There's like electrodes running to his fingertips.
My personal favorite is the hostage standoff, Benghazi.
Yeah.
So you know once you see the giant skeletons that Brian is near.
Okay.
There's the skeleton waterboarding another skeleton. Let's head that way.
So the camera zooms in on the top edge of the fence surrounding Paula's yard, where this sausage slicer just sticks up like a submarine periscope. Mordecai's going to have a look around and see if he can spot the direction they need to go.
So going north along the alley, over the trees, you can see a skeleton in an army helmet on top of a roof. And that's on the other side of the park. Down the alley to the other side of the park.
I can see the Chris Kyle skeleton.
Fucker, you just stole my joke. That was so funny.
So the three of you gingerly creep out into the alley. It's at night. It's not fully dark yet. Dusk, I guess, is a better word. The crunch of gravel beneath your appliancy feet. You begin making your way down the alley, and that's when you hear the commotion. The ringing of bells, the whirring of tires. A bunch of kids on bikes are coming down the alley, hooping and hawing as the youngs do. You have a moment to take action. Do you risk inert activity? Perhaps the children's will ignore you, or do you hide somewhere?
Boo is going to jump inside Noel.
Got it.
Welcome to Inside Me. Noel is going to jump behind the nearest whatever, trash can or dumpster or homeless man.
Does Noel jump anywhere, or does he just kind of waddle over?
He meanders.
We'll say Paula rarely moves her trash bin. She just leaves it out.
Okay.
So Noel's heading that way. What about Mordecai?
Mordecai scurries up the nearest post and poses as one of the mailboxes that's standing in a row.
Oh, okay. So then Noel and Mordecai will both need to roll to hide from the children who are in a destructive mood. And I think this is going to be Circuit. Butane is inside Noel, so of course he has to roll nothing.
Okay.
But he will suffer as the crockpot suffers.
Story of my life.
All right, so we're just rolling Circuit.
Yep. There are plenty of places to hide, so you can each have a +1.
Okay.
Okay. So then I'm trying to beat a 6.
Noel has an 8.
Dang.
So I'll be trying to beat a 9.
Of course, if any features or accessories you have could play a role, you can work those in.
Yeah, I don't think Simmer's going to help here.
Probably
I'm
not.
just rolling flat.
God damn, I rolled an 11.
I rolled a 6. Kyle, what does that mean?
So you're right on the number you needed?
Yeah.
So when you roll right on the number, you have some options. You can have success with a consequence, failure with an opportunity, or you can spend one charge and push it to a full success.
I'll spend a charge.
So the children, 9, 10 years old, they don't notice Mordecai masquerading as a mailbox, but they do skid to a halt, gravel flying, and see the crock pot.
Well, it's because Boo, while inside the crock pot, is like, oh, yeah, kind of dark in here. I don't mind if I just brighten things up a bit. And he ignites.
Hey, look, it's fire! I love fire! They rip Noel's cover off, grab Butane. Oh, look at this! This is awesome! And they just keep clicking Butane over and over and over and over and over and over again. Todd, you're going to lose a charge before they get bored and throw you into the ditch. Corey, you are defaced.
Ah, goddamn.
One of them has spray paint, and they just unleash on the crock pot's exterior.
They draw a penis.
They draw a penis.
God damn it.
But then, mercifully, after the torments of an hour or so, the children jump on their bikes and head home.
There's just a slow push in on Mordecai as he watches, and we hear the sounds of spray paint and lighter clicks and children laughing. And a single tear comes out of his appliance-y eye.
Those children have turned me into a cockpot. So it goes.
Oh, I didn't even see it. It was...
Hey, I can follow them home and like burn their house down.
Let's kill them in their sleep.
You make it to Daybreak Park. Brian's house lies just on the other side. The park itself is currently overgrown, thick with litter, full of angry, very territorial squirrels. The park is closed to no admittance. They are refurbishing the playground and some of the facilities, so maintenance has let it go to pot until that is all done. You venture into the overgrowth. Everybody roll a d6.
I rolled a 4.
1.
5.
The ground cover of ivy and out-of-control wild blackberry canes make movement through the park a challenge in and of itself, which means you all fail to see an open manhole that vines have covered. But Butane and Mordecai are quick to leap out of the way. Noel, however, perhaps it is his rotund frame and his lack of agility that leads him to tumble with a squeal into the sewer. He clunks into the ground below.
Squeal.
Fortunately, there's not a strong current, but there is a great deal of detritus and effluence flowing around him. What do you do?
Noel, are you okay down there?
Worry not about me, fellows. I'll just wait for climate change and man-made destruction to destroy this place. Yes, in hundreds of years, this will all be a deep valley. Nature will reclaim the earth.
Well, until then, we got to get back. So what if I try to lower Boo down to you, and he can grab hold of you, and I'll drag you back up?
I like it.
Yeah, so what Mordecai's going to try to do is, using his extension cord,
Whoa.
he'll turn his stirring attachment into a reel
Ooh, cool.
and pulley Boo down to grab Noel and then reel him back up.
Clever. So you're going to expend a charge.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
4 total.
How many of you spent?
I'm
2?
down to 1 now.
Oh, okay.
If this doesn't work, don't worry. I'm immortal.
So, Noel, the extension cord comes down. How do you attach it to yourself?
Noel kind of loops it through his crockpot handles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Boo, of course, ignites so that Noel can see how to do this.
Yeah. So you're going to spend a charge?
Yes, I will spend a charge to help my friend.
All right. With the teamwork, Butane and Mordecai managed to pull Noel out.
Oh, didn't even have to roll there.
No,
Okay.
you both spent a charge. That's more than sufficient.
Okay.
You guys brush him off, and a bit more warily, you make your way through the park. You can see the other side, the broken chain link fence that leads into the strip of houses where the skeletons hold dominion and Brian lives.
Guys, I don't like it. We're too close. Something's going to happen.
There's an angry chittering from above.
Oh, God, here it is.
A quattro of squirrels watch you, acorns in their hands.
Wait, a what?
A quattro, 4 squirrels.
Is that it? Is that it?
There may be more lying in wait. You don't know. You're not an expert at reading the bush.
You're just saying, okay, a group of 4 squirrels. I thought you were using some technical term like a murder of crows.
No, I think the technical term is a chitterling of squirrels. I have no idea what a group of squirrels is called. A bunch of morons. They're squirrels. They hiss angrily. One of them throws an acorn. It strikes Noel on his lid.
That's typical.
It does not damage you, but it does hurt. And if you know too many fall upon you, you will be hurt.
They were aiming for the dick.
One of the squirrels runs down.
Yeah, this is our park, man things. You have no right to be here. You trespass against Gaia, the great Mother Earth.
Boo attempts to strangle the squirrel with his flexible lighter arm.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. There's a Mordecai is going to take his pasta attachment with a few leftover pieces of dried angel hair in it. Try to shoot them at the squirrels.
Noel says, time to make Brian's favorite squirrel chili. So he's going to attempt to capture at least one of the squirrels inside of him and turn himself on to slowly simmer the squirrel to death.
So the squirrels descend. A general melee breaks out. Each of you can choose the most appropriate stat for your method of attack. And, of course, apply any features and functions as necessary.
Okay, Noel's going to use torque, I think, on this.
Okay.
To try to overpower one of the squirrels inside of him.
Force him inside your gullet.
And can I use more than one function? Do I have to spend charge for each, or...
I think if they're appropriate, you could just spend one charge, in this case, to use them both.
Okay, I have heat and simmer. So basically,
Yeah.
Basically, I want to spend a charge to say when I was in the sewer, like some sewer water got inside me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to turn my heat on and boil the squirrel alive in sewage.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Like a crock pot, you know?
yeah. Standard crockpot meal.
Boo is also going to use torque. He's going to use his torque to wrap his flexible lighter arm around the throat of one squirrel.
Yeah.
And he's also going to use his repair kit. He has a repair kit which contains butane, and he is going to soak that squirrel in butane
Jesus.
before lighting him on fire.
Wow. Okay.
Fuck squirrels, Kyle.
Austin, you're shooting spaghetti at them?
Yeah, I'm also using two functions. I'm using my final charge, and I'm using my motor and attachment functions, along with the spare parts, since I'm using the pasta maker attachment.
Okay.
And so that's going to give me a total of +3. My torque is a 7, so I'm going to be trying to beat a 10.
So I'm using two functions. My torque's a 7, so my target number's a 9.
Okay.
Boo's torque is a 6. He's using his repair kit. That's a +1. And he's also using his burn function.
Okay.
So that's going to be a target number of 8.
All right. You guys roll your 2d6s.
All right. I rolled a 9.
Got an 8.
I rolled a 4.
The park is filled with the sounds of dying and dead squirrels. Burning squirrel meat, simmering in sewage, and mangled by spaghetti shrapnel. The lone survivor of the squirrel massacre runs, screaming into the darkness.
Tell all of your friends about us.
His only succor in the coming days will be the glut of acorns he has inherited from his dead friends. Soon he forgets about them, as squirrels are wont to do, and many days later returns to cannibalize the corpses. The three of you, or rather the two of you with remaining charge, can depart the park.
Oh, Austin used his last one, so he's immobile.
He is mewling, pitiful,
Well,
a dying appliance without power.
You guys go on without me.
okay.
He can only act with help, but you can leave him here to die alone.
If this is the end, I can set you on fire and you can burn like they do when a Jedi dies or something, you know.
No, I think I'd prefer to just be here when the rest of the squirrels come back. I'll die with a little honor.
Or if you can find some way to get him power.
Well, we're in a park.
Yes. You're right at the edge of the park as it abuts the neighborhood.
I guess we could try to drag him to the nearest house and see if there's outdoor plug-in. We could charge him up.
Sure.
That's an idea.
You can attempt that, yeah.
Okay.
Should we try to pull him together?
Sure.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Who's pulling with their torque?
I have a 7 torque.
What is Butane's torque?
A 6.
Okay, Corey, I'll say you get a +1 from Todd.
Okay. Can I use my feature in this? My feature is smart.
Yeah, if there's some way that it applies.
Basically, I want to use it in a way to where he would know where an outlet is in houses. Like, he knows the front porches usually have outlets.
Sure. He's smart. Okay.
Okay. So that makes my target number 9. That's a 2.
The two of you drag Mordecai through the strange forest of skeletal limbs. Because, of course, the skeleton house, there are many times they illuminate these great beasts with electric lights. You unplug their speaker system that usually plays America Fuck Yeah and plug Mordecai in. As you do so, a dark shadow looms over you. It is the lead skeleton, Osama bin Skull. What are y'all doing? What are you little fellas down there? Just look at you. He pats each of you with a big giant skeletal hand. Y'all just little fellas. You belong in a house. Y'all don't need to be out here. You little appliances. You might get stepped on or run over or attacked by wild dogs.
We live next door, bone friend.
Oh, shit. Y'all Brian's?
Trying to get back to Brian.
Whoa.
How is Brian? We haven't seen him in a while.
I think he's fine. He walked out of his house the other day and appeared to have all his functional limbs and his meat.
If you don't mind, would you give us a lift over the fence and put us in Brian's backyard?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you roll chrome.
Strange request, but okay. Yeah.
Well, Noah has a 3 in Chrome, so that's not very good.
Boo has a 5.
Mordecai has a 6.
Okay.
Mordecai has 1 power back.
Okay.
Look out for the squirrels.
Can I say I'm using my accessory of cleaning kit? Basically, I want to tell the skeleton, because you said the skeletons stay out year-round.
They do.
So they probably get neglected by their owners as far as cleaning-wise.
That's fair.
I'll give you a little shine-up, skull friend.
Ooh, I think I like the sound of that. I tell you what, you let me have it forever and ever.
Okay.
And I'll give you guys a lift to Brian's roof.
Thanks.
He's still got Christmas lights up there from 2 years ago that he hadn't taken down. And he scoops you up in his great hands and places you on Brian's roof near the gutters. Bye, little Brian's appliances. I'm going to go over here and get back in position to be shot in the head by this American GI skeleton. Hey!
George W. Bush says hello.
Mission accomplished! And the skeletons return to their stationary performance.
Jesus.
So you guys are on Brian's roof. His house is quiet. Stars are above. It's dark.
Oh.
What is your plan?
Well, you said he still has Christmas lights up. Can we yank one of them down and like swing down it like a vine?
You can. Sure. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Where are you swinging to?
Basically towards the back door.
Okay.
Somewhere we'll be easily seen by Brian.
So who's going first to test the stability of these lights?
I'm the heaviest. I'll go first.
Okay.
Would this be torque?
Oh, I definitely think this is swivel.
Swivel. Okay.
Agility.
I have a 5 in swivel, which isn't great. I guess the only thing I could really add to that is smart.
Yeah.
Like knowing where like the connecting plug is on the Christmas lights and like detaching it.
Yeah, knowing not to land on the concrete.
Right. So my target number is 6 here.
All right.
That's a 7.
So I'll give you the option.
I can use a charge to just automatically succeed, right?
You can, though I would say you have to do that before you roll.
Oh, fuck.
But I'll give you the choice here. You can either misjudge, land on the concrete, and be dented, which is a -1 to all rolls. Or you can land safely, but the Christmas lines come with you, and your friends are trapped on the roof.
Well, nobody likes a dented crock pot with a dick spray painted on it, so sorry, fellers, I'm taking the Christmas lights with me.
The cord of Christmas lights is ripped down with Noel's great weight,
I knew he would betray us.
and they land in a spool around him.
You know what? I'm just gonna shimmy down the gutter over here and just like slide down that. Because I'm pretty sure Boo could fit inside the downspout of the gutter and just slide into the yard.
I think the key is to make sure you don't get hung.
Sure.
I think probably swivel.
Right? That's a 5.
You get about +1 because you are small.
Okay. So 6 is my target. That's a 10.
He goes down, bang, 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 clunk, and he is stuck in the middle of the gutter, hung on a squirrel corpse.
These fucking squirrels, man.
What is Mordecai going to do on the roof?
All right, well, I can't use my functions to get down because then I'd be left without any remaining charge. So I guess I'm just going to have to jump it, try to land in a soft spot somewhere.
Okay, I'd say landing in a soft spot is circuit.
Okay, so I'm trying to beat a 5. That's a 7.
It's going great.
You land in the bushes, and at first everything is fine until one of the limbs bends the wrong way and flings you out like some crude trebuchet, and you smash
Back up onto the roof.
onto the concrete sidewalk beside Noel. You are dented,
Okay.
and the two of you together, injured, can hear Butane.
I think I'm gonna try to burn my way out.
He is indeed trapped inside the gutter. So you're just going to burn your way out?
Gonna
How many
try.
charges do you have left?
I have 1.
Okay. The desiccated squirrel corpse is ignited, filling the gutter with acrid smoke and fire. Butane comes tumbling out the bottom, but his fuel is expended. He's coughing, weak, vulnerable. I've been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon.
Have you?
I think that's what's going on here.
Leave them no quarter, Kyle.
The three of you are outside the house. The back door lies before you. It opens. Hey, what are you guys doing out here? It's Brian, your beloved owner. He is majestic and tall. Golden skinned, like a Greek god given flesh. He's a normal guy. He's got a receding hairline, glasses, pretty normal. He comes over, picks you all up. I thought I'd lost you guys. I had to get rid of that whiz gizmo. It was a piece of crap. Takes you back into the warmth of the kitchen.
That's what he gets for buying shit he saw on fucking Fox News.
That's right. And that's where we'll end our adventure with iToaster.
Oh.
It takes Brian many, many weeks to repair you all, but eventually you rejoin the household appliances. They welcome you back.
He leaves the dick on me, though.
Yeah, I can't.
That's unique.
He tried really hard to get it off, but it was just not.
Right.
It was not going anywhere. What do you guys think about iToaster?
Yeah, it was fun. Pretty basic.
It's fun. I like how simple it is.
I liked how heartwarming it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful story.
It's really just a microcosm of the majesty of America.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty fun little game. I mean, it was super cheap. It's a very basic game. So if you're looking to have a little goofy fun with your group.
It'd be a great game where if your regular group wants to take a break and just have something fun and beer and pretzels.
Yeah.
Easy to make characters. We did it in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Speaking of tiny appliances, dice are kind of like tiny appliances.
Well, okay.
You roll them, they're wireless, and they help you do things, like play games. And the best dice out there come from NorseFoundry.com. Go to NorseFoundry.com and peruse all the different dice they have made of all manner of materials. Pick out the ones you want, and when you're checking out, enter promo code CHAM, that's CHAM, to receive the Bastard Quest 10% discount. That's NorseFoundry.com.
We call it the body discount.
The body.
I'm just glad their dice are wireless these days.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s when you had to use the wired dice.
Yeah. And every one had its own separate plug-in. Like, that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River. I'm pretty sure they have appliances to make booze with.
They'll heat up your bourbon for you.
Hell yeah.
In their crock pot.
Yeah.
With the dick on it.
Yeah.
Thank you also to all of our listeners, all of our patrons.
Yeah, I had a few patrons this week. Brian, the owner.
Yeah. Brian Watt, Kenny, and Paul Martin.
Yep.
As Paula, the stereo animated corpse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for reviewing. Thanks for engaging.
And we're going to play another game next week for a change.
Yeah, it's an old one written by Schopenhauer.
Oh, okay.
Or something else.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I, Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.